Hi guys, welcome to Joshua's Tech Tips. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing what I consider to be the top 5 entry-level IT certifications. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, stay tuned. Hi guys, so as I mentioned in this video, I'm going to be discussing what I consider to be the top 5 entry-level IT certifications. And this topic is something that is subjective, it's basically my opinion, right? So this may not necessarily reflect what you believe, but if you consider some other certifications that you think should be included in this list, be sure to comment below and let me know what you think that is. Also, be sure to watch this video to the end, as I have a bonus tip to the end of the video, and that's something you're not going to want to miss. So without further ado, let's get into the list. So coming in at number 1 is the Comptia A+ certification. So this is one of the certifications that I personally got early in my career, and I've been in the IT industry a little over 15 years now. Right, so the Comptia A+ certification, this certification is perfect for anyone looking to get into entry-level positions such as a computer technician, help desk support, IT technician role. This certification is perfect for you. So while studying for this certification, you'll learn concepts such as operating systems such as Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. You learn how to configure and install these various operating systems, as well as you learn how to troubleshoot different computer-related hardware and software. You'll also learn some basic computer networking as well. In my opinion, this is one of the best foundational certifications you could get if you're looking to get into the IT industry. As I said before, this was one of the first certifications I got, and this gave me a good foundational level to get into. At that time it was help desk support, and this gave me the necessary knowledge that I needed at the time, whereas I had a lot of practical experience. This basically filled in the gap in terms of a lot of the theory aspect of it. So I would definitely recommend the Comptia A+ certification. Also, the cost of sitting the exam is actually $232 as of making this video. That's the cost of the exam. There are a lot of free resources out there that you could use to study for the exam, as well as there's the official books that you could buy. I studied, there's a website named Professor Messer, where the tutor, Professor Messer, he does a great job of explaining and condensing a lot of these topics covered in this exam. And I would highly recommend, if you're someone studying for this particular certificate, to visit our website, professormesser.com. I believe that's the name of the website, and you should be good to go. So as I said, Comptia A+, that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is the CCNA Routing and Switching exam. So for those of you who know and don't know as well, this is Cisco's associate level routing and switching certification. And we discussed before learning how to fix computers and troubleshoot computers and stuff like that with the A+ certification. So the CCNA exam actually takes it a step further in terms of the networking aspect. So this teaches you how computer networks work. It gives you a more in-depth understanding how computer networks work, as well as how to configure and deploy computer networks as well. It also teaches you Cisco equipment such as routers and switches. You know how to configure these equipments. And I personally, this was one of my, I actually got another network certification first, but this was my second network certification that I got. And this actually got me really thinking how computer networks work, and it actually showed me how to really build enterprise grade networks and stuff. I previously did another networking certification before this, but that just gave me concepts. But the good thing about the CCNA certification, particularly the routing and switching, you are actually encouraged to use labs and simulations, because a lot of the exam questions were lab questions where you actually needed to know the Cisco commands to configure certain routing protocols and stuff like that. And this certification is ideal for anyone who's looking to get into the networking field, such as a network technician, network administrator, network engineer. This certification is perfect for you. So just to re-emphasize, some of the things that you'll learn in this certification is basically introduction to networks. You learn more in depth like how different networks work. You'll also learn about routing protocols. You'll learn switching technology. You learn about spanning tree, all these different things. You learn how to design and implement networks. So this particularly is a great associate level networking certification that's ideal. I would say this should be number one on your list if you're looking to get into the networking field. At the time of recording this video, the current price for the exam is $325 US. Again, there's a lot of free resources out there. There's also the official textbook, and I would advise you for this particular exam to get the official textbook, because what I noticed, I watched some of the videos that they have out there. I did some of the video courses, but I noticed the textbook in particular, the official textbook, it gives you a lot of granularity in terms of a lot of the concepts. So I would advise you do a mixture of both. Get the official textbook for this exam, as well as there are a lot of resources out there. There's CBT Nuggets. They do a good job in terms of their courses as well, in terms of the network and switching course, the routing and switching, for CCNA exam. So number 2, CCNA. So number 3 on the list is the Comptia A Security Plus certificate. So as you have noticed, this is the second Comptia A certificate speaking about, and Comptia A is actually one of the preferred vendors for certain jobs, for certain employers, I should say. So like the Department of Defense, they would actually prefer the Comptia A certificate over other certificates. I actually heard stories, real stories about people who explained they had much more advanced certificates, and they applied for government jobs and they were unable to get those jobs, US government jobs in particular. They were unable to get those jobs because they didn't have the Comptia A certifications. So Comptia A, the Security Plus certification, this is a very good entry-level security certification for anyone looking to get into IT security. So even if we backtrack a bit, in the Comptia A Plus certificate, we learn how to build, configure, and troubleshoot computer hardwares. In the CCNA, routing and switching, we learned about how to interconnect computer devices. And we learned about routing and switching. But now this, when you do that, there's actually now the need to secure your environment, and that is where the Security Plus certification comes into play. So while studying for the Security Plus certificate, you learn concepts such as how to properly plan security while deploying your networks, as well as you learn about identity management, access controls, etc. So this certificate teaches you or introduces you to a lot of good foundational security concepts, right? So as I mentioned, this is perfect for anyone now looking to get into the security aspect of IT, or probably you're already in the security field and you want something to validate your current skill set. The Security Plus certificate is a great place to start. So in terms of studying for this particular exam, when I actually studied for it, I used professormesser.com, same website I use for the Comptia A exam, and Professor Messer does a good job of condensing and explaining a lot of these concepts to you. And I basically that's all I use. They also have the official study guide that I would advise you could probably consider getting, but I basically just use the professormesser.com site, and that was sufficient for me. But feel free to pick up the study guide as well. At the time of recording this video, the cost of the exam is $370 US. So number 4 on my list is actually a tie. It's between the Azure Fundementals certificate or the AWS Cloud Practioner certificate. So as we all know, cloud is a very big buzzword nowadays in the IT community. And basically what it means is that you're really using someone else's computers or servers in that case, such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon's web services as well. They are the two largest cloud providers right now. There also is the Google Cloud Platform. They are actually number 3. But for this video, I believe if you're looking to study particularly for cloud, AWS Cloud Practioner or the Azure Fundamentals is the way to go right now. So as I said, cloud is a pretty big deal right now, and it makes a lot of sense because what it really does, it allows you to deploy servers and infrastructure in a matter of minutes instead of having to go through the long drawn out process in terms of procuring your own hardware and software and stuff like that. So a lot of companies, including the company that I currently work for, we use cloud technology. So your certification part would probably be best based on the technology that you currently use in your organization or the technology that you probably want to get into. So for instance, me personally, I studied the Azure part, certification part. I did actually the fundamentals as well as the administrator associate certificates, right? I'm currently studying the Google platform as well too, but Azure is where I mostly deal with on a day-to-day basis. I actually do most of my work on the Azure platform, so Azure made more sense for me. But if AWS is something that you work with on a daily basis or something you probably consider getting into, it may make more sense studying for that, or Google if need be, Google Cloud Platform if need be. So while studying for any one of these certificates, you'll learn similar concepts. Some of these concepts are different types of cloud deployments, such as you could deploy infrastructure as a service, you could deploy serverless compute instances. There's a bunch of different cloud instances that you could deploy in any one of these platforms, on any one of these platforms. Also, you learn about cost management and server level agreements. You learn about identity as well as governance, privacy and compliance, because with some of these, depending on your organization, you may not be able to store data in certain countries and stuff like that. So you learn all of these different concepts while studying for the Azure Fundamentals or the AWS certificate. So this job is ideal for anyone who is a cloud administrator, system administrator, network administrator, or anyone in general looking to get into the cloud aspect of IT. This certificate is ideal for that. At the time of recording this video, the cost of the certificate is $99 US, and that will be the cost both for the Azure Fundamentals as well as for the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. So number 5 on my list is the IBM Data Science Professional Certificate. So data science is currently another big buzzword in the IT industry. And basically what this just allows you to do, it provides you with the skills in order to analyze and organize data in a useful way, whereas you'll be able to extrapolate the information that you specifically need. So this certificate comprises of 4 courses. Here you learn to use Python and SQL. You'll also learn to analyze and visualize data, build machine learning models, and much more. So this certificate is perfect for anyone looking to get into the data science field, such as a business intelligence analyst, data analyst, or machine learning engineer. At the time of recording this video, the cost of this exam is $429 US. So guys, as I mentioned at the end of the video, I had a bonus tip for you, and this is actually a bonus certificate that I wanted to tell you guys about. And this certificate, I believe, would definitely give you a competitive advantage while working in the IT industry. And that certificate is the PMP certificate. So this is the Project Management Professional Certificate. So as we all know, a lot of our organizations, whether it's small, medium, large scale, we deal with projects, right? Some might deal with more projects than others, right? Furthermore, in the ICT department, there's always a lot of projects from my experience. And while we have these projects, although we may have the technical know-how, meaning we may know how to configure a switch, a router, a cloud VM, we may have these technical abilities. It is also equally and maybe even more important to have proper project management abilities. Without proper project management, our projects would have a high likelihood of failing. And the PNP certificate is actually the world's leading project management certification. While studying for this certification, you learn concepts such as organizational influences and project life cycle, project management processes, project scope management, as well as project schedule management. So as I mentioned, anyone who's probably in the IT industry and you're looking to better define and better validate your project management skills, the PMP certification definitely would give you that competitive advantage. At the time of recording this video, the cost of this exam is $405 for members, as well as $555 for non-members. So guys, that was my top 5 entry-level IT certification picks. Right, so as I said, this is not really a definitive list, and this is just really my opinion. You may share a different view from me, but I would like to hear your opinion as well. So be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know which certification you think should have been included in this list. Also, these certifications, while they are nice to have and they definitely will give you an edge when you're interviewing for certain positions, remember it's a holistic view, so more than likely the interviewing panel would look at your experience as well as other factors when considering you for a job. But I would say, in my experience, a little over 15 years now, people who I see have these certificates definitely stand a better chance of getting a job in one of these fields, or if they already work in the field, will be able to better perform, in these fields as well. So guys, as always, thanks a lot for viewing this video. If you find the content useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel, as well as click on the notification bell to be notified once a new video is released. Thanks again for viewing. See you soon.